ARK's next major update arrives on August 26th, and we have two completely new creatures confirmed: the major final expansion of an enormous map, new land and underwater locations, and potentially the biggest ship ARK has ever seen. However, not everything surrounding this update is completely clear. Some of this content is officially locked in for August 26th, and other features may have previously been announced for the final Astraeos update, but were strangely absent from the latest community crunch. So today we're going to be going through absolutely everything you should expect from ARK's August 26th update, separating what has been officially confirmed and what remains uncertain, and just looking at how large this update could become if everything arrives together. And if you enjoy daily ARK news and updates, make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications. We've got plenty of major releases approaching over the next few months, and I'll keep you updated as soon as anything changes. So let's begin with the content we know is officially coming. So the first major addition is the Baratos. After months of teasing and speculation, Studio Wildcard has now officially confirmed that the Baratos will arrive with the Astraeos final update on August 26th. And visually, this creature is almost impossible to ignore. It's essentially an enormous, heavily built, fire-covered boar that appears designed to charge directly into some of the strongest enemies in ARK. Wildcard describes it as a fiery frontline bruiser that combines raw physical power with fire attacks and the ability to leave enemies bleeding. That combination could make the Baratos extremely useful against high health targets. Bleeding effects have traditionally been incredibly powerful in ARK because they can remove health based on percentages rather than relying entirely normal damage. We don't know yet the exact values, cooldowns or limitation attached to the Baratos, but combining bleed damage with fire and heavy physical attacks immediately gives it a very interesting combat identity. This doesn't sound like a creature designed to run away or fight from a distance. It sounds like the Baratos is supposed to directly go into battle, absorb pressure and continue applying damage while the rest of your creatures attack around it. The announcement says it's been around to stand tusk to toe with some of the toughest creatures on the ARKs, and that doesn't actually mean it will immediately replace creatures like the Rex or the Giga or the Carcharodontosaurus. It suggests that Wildcard and Nakatas want this creature to remain useful during difficult end-game encounters. Its abilities won't only matter during combat either, because Wildcard has also teased that the heat surrounding the Baratos can char trees before creatures bring them crashing down. That suggests that the Baratos will have some form of wood harvesting ability, and it probably will produce charcoal, but we don't know how efficient it will be compared to the existing harvesting characters. If it can gather large amounts of wood while functioning as a super powerful combat tame, it could become one of those creatures that players keep around for several different jobs instead of taming it once and leaving it inside a cryopod. And there actually is a slightly ridiculous final detail. Wildcard says that if you defeat a Boaratos, the rewards might be best enjoyed around the breakfast table with a side of eggs, that sounds very much like a form of bacon-themed resource or item. Whether that food a special consumable or a simply humorous resource that remains to be seen, it will fit the creature perfectly. We still need to discover how the Baratos is tamed and where it spawns and whether it has a special saddle, and that's all now officially confirmed for the 26th of August. The second creature confirmed is the Concavenator. Garuga's ARK Editions creatures have been gradually joining the official ARK Survival Ascended roster, and the Concavenator will be the next one to make that transition. Unlike the Boaratos, which appears to rely on brute strength and elemental damage, the Concavenator is focused on speed, movement, and coordinated attacks. This desert specialist can move rapidly through sand, effectively turning the environment into its own playground. It can launch itself into the air and perform aerial maneuvers, potentially allowing skilled players to avoid attacks, reposition during a fight, and strike enemies from unexpected directions. The Concavenator also becomes more dangerous when multiple creatures are working together. A coordinated pack can circle its prey, create clouds of choking sand, and attack from several angles. That would make the Concavenator particularly effective for tribes with multiple riders, while still providing an extremely mobile tame for solo players. Its saddle has also attracted a lot of attention because of its unusual design, the way it appears to complement the creature's movement. The biggest question is how much of the original modded creature will carry across into the official version. We've already seen that official ARK Editions releases can receive changes, and they become a big part of the base game. Some abilities may be adjusted, some stats may be rebalanced, and certain mechanics may work differently from the existing mod. But regardless of that and the potential changes, the Concavenator is officially joining ARK Survival Ascended on August 26th. That means we're getting two very different creatures on the same day. The Baratos appears to be the heavy frontline fighter, while the Concavenator is fast, agile pack hunter. And before we move into the giant map expansion, the biggest unanswered question around this update, I just want to quickly mention the LoadedCrysis cluster. So if you're looking for a friendly and active place to experience ARK Survival Ascended, our completely free cluster has every ASA map available with boosted rates, cross-map transfers, regular events, and an active admin team. We'll also continue adding every new map and every major release, so you have somewhere ready to experience the latest content. You can join through the Discord link in the description and come and have some fun. Now let's talk about Astraeos itself. So Studio Wildcard has confirmed that August 26th will deliver the final update to Astraeos. The word final is important because this isn't being presented as another kind of mega update or content addition. This is expected to complete the final planned development forever of the map. Astraeos has grown substantially through the different updates, introducing additional regions, creatures, bosses, and areas to explore. The final update is expected to continue that expansion with Helianthos. Helianthos has been previously described as a medium-sized new island with vast mountain ranges, large open landscapes, and plenty of new exploration opportunities. That could provide additional building locations, creature spawns, resources, caves, and secrets. However, the exact contents of Helianthos hasn't been actually revealed, but it'll be interesting to see how it feels compared to existing islands and which creatures will spawn there, or whether it contains another major boss encounter. That mystery could work in the update's favour, and a large part of the enjoyment surrounding a new ARK region comes from entering it without knowing every cave entrance, resource location, and danger waiting around the corner. Alongside Helianthos, Nikantas has also teased a new mysterious underwater region called Absanthos, or Absithanthos. I've never been able to pronounce it correctly. The new teaser suggests that Astraeos Oceans are receiving a significant new area rather than a simple collection of underwater decorations. The new underwater area could give players new reasons to build aquatic bases, use ocean creatures, and explore below the surface. I have a sneaky suspicion that there's a chance that the Kraken from Atlas may still come to the game as one of the new bosses with the underwater area, but Nikantas mentioned in the past that he tried and it didn't work, so we'll see whether that was true or not. That would be very sort of relevant following the release of Genesis Ascended Part 1 and Tides of Fortune, which placed much more attention on ships and ocean gameplay. However, this is where we need to be careful, because we know this new underwater area is connected with Astraeos, but we don't have complete confirmation about how much will become accessible on August 26th. It could arrive as a substantial explorable region within the final update, but Nikantas could keep parts of it hidden depending on what's finished. Hopefully it will be awesome, and then until the complete patch notes or launch announcements arrives, it's safe to say we'll keep this one quiet for now. The complete changelog will tell us how many bugs, balancing, and changes of quality of life improvements will arrive alongside the update. But then we reach the biggest unanswered question, the Genesis Gallion. Studio Wildcard previously announced the Gallion would release alongside the Astraeos final update, and that statement was very direct. The Galleon is supposed to be an enormous super fortress capable of supporting more than 300 player-built structures, and alongside the ship, Wildcard also announced new technical systems that could increase the number of structures placed on different ship classes by up to 4 times. This wouldn't only affect people using the Galleon. If those systems arrive across the wider ship system, players could construct much larger and more elaborate floating bases on several different vessels. The Galleon itself could become the closest thing ARK has to a mobile fortress, and players could potentially build storage areas, crafting rooms, living quarters, defences, and creature spaces across one enormous platform. It could completely change the way tribes use the ocean and provide a genuine endgame objective for players invested in Tides of Fortune. However, in the new community crunch, it confirmed the Baratos and the August 26th update without mentioning the Galleon again, but of course, we have already been told by Studio Wildcard that the Galleon would be coming with this update. So we will see what happens there. Hopefully it is going to be happening, and I'm super excited to see all of this new content. It is going to be one crazy download with all of this content coming within one patch, but I'm super excited. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for daily ARK news and turn on notifications, and I'll be keeping watch as in 9 days the update will be launching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.